Today we're going to be talking about the BMW X7 M50i 2021 model with the M Performance package and the dark Shadowline exterior. Let's go have some fun. Once inside, the BMW X7 is supremely luxurious. This car is absolutely fantastic. The quality of material is just fantastic. BMW has seriously stepped up their quality control standards since beginning creating this next generation with the 2019 BMW X3. Because, you know, before, there was a little bit of a time during the F chassis years between 2013 and 2018 that BMW really just felt like they lost their touch. They were making very quantity over quality type cars, which is not what you expect from a high performance brand such as this. You want something that's going to truly make you feel like you're in an ultimate driving machine, and those cars just didn't do it. So let me show you around the inside and we'll keep on going. Here we have the full gamut of the assisted driving features. So the car is actually going to hold you in the lane without you having to worry about drifting out or anything like that. We have quilted leather here. It's full-on merino leather, as the X7 is the top of the line model. And then inside of here as well, we've got quilted leather on the rear seats as well. This is the black color. And then down here also you have a wireless charger and still an old school 12-volt. Inside of this tray here, you've got a USB Type-C adapter as well, so you can charge your devices relatively quickly. Full-on electric control on the steering wheel, so that's great. And then adaptive high beams, which are one of my favorite features of modern cars. So enough about the rest of the vehicle. Let's go ahead and drive it and just see how it feels. All right, so this camera angle might not be super flattering, but we gotta do what we gotta do. Okay, so we got auto hold on here. Auto hold is a really interesting feature. So what it does is it basically holds you automatically. It won't let you go forward or backward or anything like that as long as the car is at a full stop. And it takes some getting used to, but once you get used to it, it's very, very convenient. It's hard to go back to a life without having to like just chill at a parking stop instead of just being able to roll forward. Let's see, don't want to end up getting in an accident here. We're gonna take this thing out on the highway because, you know, the X7 with I think this car doesn't have the full horsepower. I think this has a 338 horsepower, which is plenty for an SUV of this size, but it's not fast. 0 to 60 time is somewhere around 5.8, I think, which does not mean that it's quick, it just means that it's extremely comfortable. So you might hear that. So that is BMW's navigation that I'm using. So with iDrive 7, they've actually added real-time traffic updates and things of that nature. So you can actually, you know, hear where you need to go, and if there's a bridge out, it's actually going to realize that there's a bridge out instead of the old school navigation that like basically just has like the car navigating, you know. It's that's stupid. It basically just has like a CD drive that is going to determine like where you turn and stuff like that. And super out of date, just never really goes. X7 super dampening on all the curves and stuff. I'm very interested to see how this would compare to a Mercedes of the same caliber. So I believe it would be the GLS 550 or something like that. I'm not super familiar with Mercedes SUVs because they're not very exciting. Another thing that's really commonly talked about with BMW and everything like that is how they've been making the grills larger and larger. Personally, I don't have any problem with this. I think that the larger grills are actually really nice, and I feel like they have an air of elegance to them. I know a lot of people it's super polarizing that the more time that you spend around them, the more time that you spend around the different vehicles and stuff like that, the less weird that it looks, and the X7 is no exception. Let's do a little pull for you guys. So from the 3-liter twin scroll turbo inline 6, that power really is not that bad, because anyone who's going to be purchasing this car is going to be getting it for the electronics and the technology that are in it, rather than just the aspect of performance, because it's a cruiser. It's not a high-end sports car. It's a cruiser that's an excellent daily driver. You can get your kids back and forth with a third row seat. That's exactly what it's supposed to be. And with the technology that's in this car, Apple CarPlay and everything like that, you can really tell that's exactly what it's designed to be. So I will get you guys back in just a little bit and show you some B-roll of the outside, some exhaust revs, cool stuff like that. Thank you for sticking with me though. This does actually give me an excellent opportunity to demonstrate the assisted driving tech that's in this car. So basically, if you're able to see that, we've got your heads-up display up here, right? So you set your speed, and you can actually just see that at any time, right in there, as long as it stays focused. So we're traveling at 70 miles an hour, 75, and what it's going to do is actually just keep a decent bubble around the car, basically, and render the other cars in 3D. So it sees the car directly ahead of me, and they actually just changed lanes, so it's not going to do it anymore. So as soon as we reach another car in front of us, then it will go ahead and reach that as well. So there's a car traveling to exactly to my left, and it's going to render that in picture as well. And it renders as an E93 series, which I kind of find funny because that's the exact car that I have. All right, so once we catch up to this next car up here, I really want to show you how this works. It's got that little bubble where it's basically saying, hey, the car's here, and it's going to keep us 1 second away because I have it on the narrowest setting, and it basically, you just keep on going here. So if you were to let go of the steering wheel and just kind of see what happens with the vehicle, you'll see that these lights will actually start to turn yellow if it realizes that it's not able to see the lanes, or if it's not able to continue to hold you in your spot. So that'll happen after 15 seconds of letting go of the wheel. I'm typically not brave enough to let that happen, but I think it's really cool, and it's a great feature to utilize if you were to get one of these. And then you've also got, iDrive 7, so full-on widget-based operating system, very, very high-end stuff, but a lot of people have already looked into that, and I'll have an entire video series on exploring all the things you can do with iDrive 7 anyways. Today, we're going to be talking about the 2021 BMW X7 non-M50i.